Today I want to tell you a story about one of the weirdest purchases I've made for the Sega. This is the 40 bonus games in one cartridge. I bought it for a whopping $15 at Cash Converters. Now if you're not from Australia, you'll probably never have heard of Cash Converters before, but it's this really cool store. It's a pawn shop, but they often have a pretty expansive games section, so you can buy random stuff like this in it. So this is what I got. You can see the cover there is literally just a picture of the cartridge. And there's nothing on the back. There's no instruction manual inside. That is pretty much it for the cover. The game cartridge itself gets a little bit more interesting though. You've got all these different games on there, okay? So you've got wonderful games like Mr. Bowls and Fight and Lose. You've also got Bomber, and you've got this mysterious game, probably called 40. You got a couple games on the back too here, and really conveniently, it also says back, just in case you forgot this was the back. You've got play rules, you've got play and instructions, and you've got Spider. How exciting. If you turn over the cartridge and look at the top, you'll see we've got Naval Power, Checker, and Air Hockey. I really can't wait to pop this sucker in and test it out. Let's give it a go. Crap. Okay, so I didn't consider this when I bought the cartridge. This thing says Mega Drive on the front, and I assumed my Genesis would work, not realizing, of course. This is for the Japanese Mega Drive. It's got this wonderful shape here, and it actually doesn't fit in the Genesis. But that won't stop us. Even if the cartridge doesn't fit in the console, we can always find other ways to make it work. So in keeping with the absolute high quality that this game is, they didn't have the screws easily visible. I actually had to peel back the sticker a bit to get access to them. But now that we got access to them, we can just pull these screws out, well, unscrew them, and then we can open up this cartridge and see what's inside. So if we keep opening this up, we can see it's got pretty standard stuff inside. This is just a Genesis cartridge with this little ROM chip on there. It does have Japanese writing, which confirms my theory this is for the Japanese console. And you know what? Now we can take this out. There's nothing stopping us putting this in the Genesis and giving it a go. Let's try it out. So it takes a little bit of jiggling, but it does eventually slot right in there, and then we can actually attempt to play this thing. So let's give this sucker a go. Oh. Alright, so it doesn't look like this is going to work. I've actually tried it quite a few times. I've tried blowing in the cartridge, I've tried jiggling it around, but I really can't get anything to happen. I'm going to presume here that it's region locked to a Japanese console, and I don't have one, so this is going to be a bit of a mystery. Next thing I thought I'd try is, well, this is my US Sega Genesis. I thought I'd try my PAL console. Let's have a look. Alright, so this is the Sega that I had growing up. You can tell it's a PAL console by the wonderful red buttons and the word Mega Drive on the front. Now you'd think the red would make it go faster, but PAL actually goes about 20% slower, so that's false advertising in my opinion. Let's give it a go. Alright, we had a little white flash, but nothing really that interesting. Interestingly enough, the box actually says Made in Australia right in that bottom corner there. So I don't know what market they were shooting for if they've released this game that only works on Japanese Mega Drives, and they've made it in Australia. Who knows? Unfortunately, this is sort of where the trail ran dry for me. I don't have a Japanese Mega Drive, and I actually couldn't find a ROM of this game anywhere online at all. In fact, it doesn't seem to be documented, so for all I know, this could just be one copy in existence that somebody just randomly decided to make. We'll never know what kind of joys the game Fight and Lose has to offer, or Mr. Bulls. But if there are any Mr. Bulls enthusiasts out there, then get in touch, because I'd love to see what kind of experiences that game can provide. So I've kind of learnt my lesson here. I'm going to steer clear of bootleg games. I'm going to stick to legitimate games like Super Mario World and Pokemon Crystal. Thanks for watching.